Okay, for this lesson we are going to mix a shade, a tint, and a tone. I'm going to use the colors that I have already put in the foil, which is serving as my palette. We're going to start with a shade. So a shade is when we mix a color with black to get a darker value of that color. When we mix a shade, it is smartest to start with your color. Okay, so this is going to be where I store my paint. This foil is going to be where I mix my paint so that I can sort of keep them a little more organized. So it's smartest to start with your color and then mix in just a little bit of black for your shade, because a little bit of black goes a long way. And you can always, if it's not as dark as you want it to be, you can always add more. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like on white. Alright, so this is a shade, but we could also add more black, and we could make that even darker. This is also a shade. Maybe that's not quite dark enough for what we're going for. Maybe we're going to mix some more black. So there's another shade. All right. A tone is a color plus gray, right? So we don't necessarily have to make gray first and then mix it with our color. We already have black mixed with our red, so that's all I would have to do is add white, right? Because black and white make gray, and that addition of the white is going to give us a different tone to what our red looks like, right? So it makes it lighter. All right, of course we could add more white. Okay, so we're just creating different values of the color with our shade, tint, and tone. All right, and then this one's even lighter. Maybe we're going to add more red to it. But you do want to be thoughtful when you're mixing the paint so that you're not wasting a lot of paint. You know, kind of have an idea of what color you're trying to make and then take the necessary steps so that you can successfully make that color. All right. Now, when you make a tint, so remember a tint is when we want a light version of the color by adding white. We don't start with the color. Typically, we start with white and then we mix in the color. Okay, it's just about the ratio. I mean, if you wanted a tint that wasn't very light, you would start with the color and mix in the white. Okay, so obviously a tint of red is pink, and you can get different versions of pink depending on your ratio of red to white. Okay, so that is just a little bit of color mixing with shades, tints, and tones. Now, this is the one I'm mixing in. I'm not going to throw it away at the end of class. I still have all this space to mix in. So just like the foil that I'm using as my palette, I'm just going to fold it in half and fold my 3 edges. Okay, so shades, tints, and tones.